Peter Dutton, the opposition leader's interview with me. Peter Dutton, thanks for your time.
Pleasure, Andrew. Thank you.
So this week you're doing 60 Minutes. You've spoken to my colleague Peter Clennell. You're trying to soften your image?
Must be an election coming up. You're all working flat out and the interview requests keep piling up. So, look, I think there's an understandable interest, intrigue in both the Prime Minister and I, and it's an opportunity for us to talk about what we believe is the direction our country should take, and it's an important decision people have to make. So it's good that people are properly informed.
The Trump tariffs, let's talk about that. Anthony Albanese got an assurance that it's under consideration, this exemption. Do you think that will occur, given what the President said, that it's under great consideration? And would you be better in negotiations with the US President, in your view? Well,
I certainly hope that the tariffs removed quickly, because it's not in our country's best interest, and frankly it's not in the best interest of the relationship. We have an incredible relationship, long-standing, with the United States. We have the AUKUS arrangement that we've arrived at in the last couple of years. The trading opportunities are there for us to expand in years to come, but it does damage the relationship if the tariff stays in place. And I'm surprised that the Prime Minister didn't have a full court press knowing that this was coming. Not just Ambassador Rudd, but every minister should have been cycling through Washington. I'm not aware that other ministers have been to Washington since Penny Wong was there for the inauguration. If they have, that's great. But the Prime Minister probably should have been on a plane to the US, as we've seen with other world leaders, and there should have been greater engagement with the President earlier on.
Richard Marles was there on the weekend, right?
Well, and he went with an $800 million cheque, or whatever the figure was, and it doesn't seem to have made any difference at all. And with respect, Richard Marles is a nice guy, but he's batting fairly significantly down the list in terms of the government's key hitters. And I don't know whether Don Farrell and others who obviously have got more gravitas within the government have been engaging with their counterparts on the phone. But this, to put it into perspective, I mean, it's hard enough for manufacturing in this country now with the energy costs, the cost of insurance, all of the input costs have gone up. In fact, we've had a threefold increase in the number of manufacturing businesses that have gone insolvent over the last 2.5 years. So it's tough enough already to build things and make things in this country. The government should have been doing everything they could to stop this from coming in the first place.
Richard Marles is the Deputy Prime Minister. Why are you saying he's batting down the order?
Well, I just don't think, again, I'm friends with Richard and I like Richard, but I just don't think he has the gravitas that the Prime Minister would have if he had attended, or if other senior ministers, including Penny Wong and including Don Farrell, would have had they engaged with their counterparts. And as
Don Farrell says his hasn't been confirmed, so he can't engage.
Well, he should be engaging. He should be engaging with state. He should be talking with his key advisors that his department would know. But as you know, the way the US system works is it's not just the secretary, but there are key advisors within the Trump administration that Don Farrell should be having a very close talk with. In fact, he should have an established relationship with them by now.